Test. Good. We have way more people. Okay, someone left. Or someone joined. I don't remember. Don't remember. But I very much hope that will grow. Yeah, this jam needs to be epic. Also, this jam needs to have another different title. Because I already had Winter Jam, but yeah. We'll get there. Oh, look at that. -8 degrees outside. Cold, but not as cold. Bold, but not that cold. Nice song. So, neighbors are neighboring again. What can I do? How to use a grid map? Dot for grid map 3D. Grid maps. Creating a mesh library. Create collision shape, navigation mesh. Light maps, mesh binary using grid map. What I need the navigation, but not the navigation, but using grid maps and code. Let's go and see the code. Can be hidden or cool mask based on okay. List of tiles. Each tile is a mesh with material plus optional collision. Navigation shapes. Grid map contains a collection of cells. Map local, resource change, get used cells by item, local to map, get meshes, get collision mask. Okay, so it has the same cell stuff, which does not really make a lot of sense. It looks useless. I mean, it's cool for the map building stuff. But how do I do everything else? How to move on grid? What do you use? Can you? And that's March 2025, which means he had. Yeah, okay, he manually created the grid. Nope. Nope, not the thing that I need. And I guess grid map doesn't make sense. So, hello, hello. How are you doing? I have 2.5 hours for the stream. A little bit, like approximately 2.5 hours, maybe less. Then I will be running away. Also, oh, I closed it. We have a new joiner for the game jam, which is absolutely the best. No need to think more. And yeah, I lazy, still no pictures. Hopefully we'll make them one day. We are also streaming on YouTube, which doesn't make sense. If stream lags, tell me, because I am in parallel deleting and moving my videos that on accident, because of the stupid plugin, were saved in my current machine, and my streaming machine, which is not what I want to do. I save them always in my NAS, network attached storage. So this is weird. 300 gigs of videos is actually being moved now. So I guess since I installed the plugin, all the streams went somewhere where I didn't expect them to go. Not that I'm using those videos to do anything with them, but maybe one day I'll build the same thing like PewDiePie did and ask it to analyze my videos, get the text, figure out what was fun there, maybe cut them out, and became famous like Thor before he became unfamous. Yeah, so the current idea for the game, I probably won't use grid map, even though I like how it looks. The map inside the code must have an access towards the initially know all the stats and all the things, but then when I need to move somewhere, the movement who knows how to move things? Generally it is the map, I guess, in this context, because okay, if I move a robot forward, it needs to move forward, or maybe like this. Okay, so I might get a tile. 。 I see when I add the robot, I pick a tile for it, depending on the robot, whatever. And it decides where it spawns. Function get empty on tile. Okay. There was a way to jump up like this. Oh, yeah, okay, like this. I played yesterday with my new keyboard. A game called Ship of Fools. It was very awkward. Like, extremely awkward. The thing is here that this event needs to be translated outside. And they can allow actually here map to control what's happening to a robot. Yeah, I don't want robots to know where it is located. Robot. How did they get here? Robot. Oh, because yeah, this is a bit dumb in terms of go dot. In terms of NeoVim, because if I typed the thing, you should match for the order from the right to left. At least that's how I see that. So I was extremely excited, and now I feel like I'm focusing on the work. And because that's morning also. Oh, I got notification from myself. Notification in the Discord. We have someone new joined in. answering to the message in the Instagram. Okay, how do I work with tiles then? I can recreate each and every tile. Also, how does the vector works? I don't know. But okay, we'll get there. I can have a event buckets even. But okay, let's have a signal here called robot moved. Robot to position. The robot will be robot. In position is vector. Is it? Yeah, let's make it vector try. Or it can be just a tile. I'm always was curious, like, what if I create a tile from here? How is it gonna go? Like, what if I return tile? Do I know about the tab? Technically, I know about the tab because this class is like a static. It's like a permanently attached stuff for the class. So I could use that technically. Okay, my watch is fully charged. Okay, player spawns. Is actually array of tiles. Okay, for now it's gonna be array of tiles. Or maybe not. Maybe I just need them. No, it is a map. It is already a map. Not a map controller. Oh, triple jump game. Good morning. How are you? How is your game? Great, yes. Good morning. I haven't been watching you for a long time. I can't wake up that early. I could not. Now I can. So I started my stream earlier. What you are up to? How's your game? That's... Yeah, every time when I see your game, my brain explodes. I'm kind of also scared looking at that. Still have no idea how it handles that stuff. Okay, Noita breaks my brain, but your thing over network breaks my brain twice. Like multiplayer Noita is Incredible. Yeah, if someone here, Django, if you're still here, don't know, check the Triple Jump games. He has, basically he makes multiplayer Noita. In space. Kinda. If I remember correctly. I hope I do, because now I gaslighting myself. Yeah, okay. Atomcraft, yeah, that game. There was a demo somewhere. I think the demo was on Steam. Maybe on H. I remember demo. Very, very fun, cool game. And it's gonna be incredible. I might never play it because of this. It's too good. My brain will hurt. Yeah, so I'm making my board game, basically. I'm working on my board game. If you're still here, also my game jam, please join. Please tell everyone. It's about writing a code. You will be given a game, and you implement the game, and you check other people's code or how well they did. So basically, the game jam is about that. You will have a game. We will vote on what game we want to make. Usually those are very simple, very basic ones, so everyone can make it. There is no like, oh no, I couldn't. No, you couldn't. I mean, if something happened, but if you had time to spend, you would be able to do, regardless of your skill or knowledge. Great opportunity to learn coding. We have 9 new people joining in, so this is also something amazing. I hope my stream works. Yes, it works. Good. All good. I'm too white again. And here I'm having a new... How to explain that? New code, kind of. So I found out a new paradigm that I want to follow and want to try out. So this paradigm evolves around everything that I will make will be ref counted. So because usually from the software development stuff, I go towards the data structures and layers and stuff. So I started, hey, let's try to not break me again, and then just to figure out how to find workarounds, some limitations of Go dot and some other languages, game engines. So how to do it? And okay, let's try this time. Go full ref counted, so everything will be kind of data layer as data layer, and then I will react to that on the UI level if I need to. And it also improves how I can work on that with my via network, because now having a data layer, I can just serialize that and send it over the network if I need to, when I need to. Maybe the map also needs a description. Maybe I don't need spawn tiles here. I need a map. Map. It was called. Where is it? Map definition. Definition. Yes. I also need to find a way how to make this map definition as a scene or something like that. Having unclean water is horrible. washed my teacup made tea like 3 times. I already have this layer around the cup. Awkward. Okay, so the map. The map. Hello. Good morning. Oh, it's actually, I'm not sure if it's not a morning, but it kind of doesn't feel like a lunch already. So something around that. And I decided that the map will also follow the good noon. Probably. Actually, yeah. And now, of course, in my brain, there's the sound of it's the high noon. I think it was. And then you get headshotted. This was so dumb when they changed the names of the characters. Like, imagine the company would just take a stance and say, like, that's gonna be a character's name because it was the character's name. People love it because of this. That could be amazing. Like, you can call him whatever you like. It was initially the name. Whatever whoever did, it's not related because it's the character's name. Don't bring it to a real person. Yes. I think when they went full free model with all this drops and shit, it became awkward, and then it slowly went down. I bought the game before, so I had it pre-bought. But then I felt kind of scammed, when they go, okay, now it's free to play, but here you are something because you bought the game before. Like, I don't want to have loot boxes. And they gave me, hey, here's compensation. Here are your loot boxes and stuff. I mean, that's very dumb. I in general don't want any loot boxes. I enjoy the idea that I game and I get that box, which allows me to get some kind of stuff. So I kind of motivate to play all the characters and level them up, and not level, like kind of unlock the boxes to get all those skins for every character, and I know in advance what skins there are. It was very good, very fun, until it wasn't. I never played the second one. I don't know how good it is. The first one was very fun. However, I stopped trusting shooter games. I enjoy them, but I would like to have more slasher, not shooter games, because shooting became too easy, and they're like people with insane skill of like making headshot. Like, they're like a lot of players that can play Widow and headshot every time. So they just like you. In my days, anyone who would be able to do that would be a cheater, 100%, without a doubt. There was no human who could do that because it was new and the technology could not allow that insane precision all the time. But there are humans like that right now, a lot of them. So also, we got rated by Triple Jump Games. If you don't know him, check his game. His game is amazing. It's called Atomic Craft. I watch the dude sometimes in the mornings, and that's, yeah. His game breaks my mind every time when I see that, of how it works. I mean, my brain cannot compute. It's just like so many things that needs to be calculated each frame. It's like, oh my god, how do you even start? And it works, and it's multiplayer, so He knows his stuff. Would be glad if someone told me that. Okay, export variable var making. No. Map definition spawn points. No, it cannot be like that. Okay. Okay, let's make it vector 2. 2i, yes. So I like your black color style, but it kind of blends in nicely. Very nicely. Okay, so map definition. And here we get a map definition. Should I create my own tile or vector 2 is the same? Does vector 2 has anything else can be optimized? Is there like actually array of vectors? Fuck. Vector 2 array. But that's vector 2, not vector 2i. Because that could optimize the game. I mean, it can be not that big. There's no point of having any optimization. So, but I just don't want to write vector 2 everywhere. Also, I want tile to have an object assigned if it needs to. Yeah, I will need a tool to create maps for this game, which is not a bad thing, but it's just weird that with this thing, I won't be able to use the actual Godot to create maps. I mean, I will be doing that, but without a tool, it will be a trouble. Can be rough counted. Okay, so it also needs to have like size. Size x integer equals 10. Bar size y integer equals 10. I kinda don't even need this. I might have this. Array vector 2i. Not all code returns the stuff, so return nothing. Okay, so potentially I would need to have a list of all the objects in the replacement. Maybe like export. I don't know. I don't need that stuff yet, so I won't have that stuff yet. It would be great if I could just serialize them. I could do that. Oh my god. Grid. That fixed itself. The problem fixed itself. Hello. Good morning. How are you? Today gonna be short stream, so I'm gonna stream for 2 hours approximately. More. And I'm working on my, oh, of course, quads. Yes, hello. Hello, Overcane. Hello. I got raided by Triple Jump Games. But I need to check his game, because as fast as he makes progress, I guess he already made like 3 times multiplayer than I did. Okay, so I'm checking. I was sending. Remember, like I had this issue with my videos. That plugin for some reason decided to store all the videos, record them locally. So that was a problem. And I ran out of memory, so I finally managed to send them all to my NAS, and it's just finished. So I clicked. Let me write this grid map stuff. Wait, grid map cannot be. Oh, because it's a node. Yeah, this is weird. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Oh, Dynabit's bot. You triggered it. Double the greetings. I started at 11, but I woke up at 8 a.m. So I woke up. I cleaned a bit my room a bit more. I showered. I had breakfast, and now it's 11. Okay, now it's 12. 12:15 p.m. But yeah, I wanna hydrate. I have tea. What? But CyberSack is already programming. Kinda. Okay, it depends on what type. If you went just in CyberSack, then you might not know programming. You can get into coding any moment, anytime. I advertise my game jam just to try it out. Just if you... The game jam is basically make a simple game. And simple game will be like Snake. We had this Dino Runner. We had some other simple games. So, very simple. You can just join. It starts in 8 days. You will have 1 week to make any game. Given game. You will be given a game to make it. And then you check code. So it's basically a learning experience of how to make, in this case, games, but also coding. About CyberSack. CyberSack is huge, so it depends on which direction you went. Kinda. So if you advance in CyberSack, you obviously know how to code and how to read the code, and that's already you probably might know more than most common developer. Yes, maybe not as advanced to write stuff, but your stuff will be more secure, I guess, to some extent, because you will know what exposes, what functions do what memory leaks. Yeah, so it should be possible. At least having a guy with cybersec background is actually a benefit towards the whole team. You might not know how to program normally, but you actually might impact the code thing. So okay, if you use Kali or I forgot I forgot the name of this framework. You kind of use a lot of the command line. Programming is half command line. So many things. Okay, I write code, but then I also need to do the simple stuff like Git, and you need to build Dockers, containers, and all this stuff. Not really programmer job, but sometimes you don't have a DevOps, so you do that too. I guess not so there's no restriction of joining to the programming guild. There's no stopping that. There's like just from which direction you want to join and what things you want to improve or impact. Because like actually having the guy like with a security background in the programming field is huge benefit, because yes, your code might not be readable or something like that, which is, I mean, you will improve because the team will tell you, hey, this is like not how you write, but you also can improve your team by, hey, this looks like a security, like I would hack it like 99% out, like out of 100. So this is like, I would actually like to have a real cybersec. By real, I mean the guy who actually earned money by doing that. OffSec, like offensive security. Because working with a dark hat, it's usually not about coding, and I otherwise don't trust you. Programming? Depends. CyberSec also depends. Again, if you... There are sleepless nights because you have a contract, and the more stuff you find, the better it is. Sometimes you don't care, so you just go and do stuff and like, yeah, whatever. You're being paid by monitoring, so you just don't care. It's stressful once in a while, and that once is when you're being hacked. There's this, I like the saying, like the hackers need to get it right only once, but you as a security needs to get it right every time. So yeah, potentially it is kind of stressful, but you're being paid nice. Also, it is stressful where you work. It's stressful of like what will be impacted and what are your like employers, what they do. So if you work for like a big fintech company, and they are actually very much like to have nice security and normal stuff. So first of all, you will be paid well. Secondly, there will be policies and whatever stuff that you tell them to do just to have like better security. And if just knowing that there is no like perfect security ever, because always there can be a guy with a machine gun coming in and like robbing everybody else. So yeah, whatever happens, you will have policies and stuff. So okay, we're being hacked, some data might be leaked or whatever. You will have already a procedure for that, which is very, very nice. But also sometimes you need to build that, and many companies don't have that, or they hire you for a paper, or they just don't care. And this is stressful on the mental state, like, hey, we have that hole that no one cares about, that all the client data can be leaked, but no one cares because they just want money. So and then you're just sitting there just at night trying to figure out what to do or like how to improve that. It's usually like developers' job also to do that and figure that stuff out. But again, that's also not really cybersec, or this kind of high-level cybersec that knows a lot of stuff. So cybersecurity is a unification of all the IT fields, because the more you know, the better you are. In programming, the more you know, the better you are, but there's like some things that you don't care about, that you don't need to know. It's good that if you know them, but it doesn't impact you if you don't. Like how to communicate with a printer if you don't have a printer, or like actually not printing anything else, or there will be a application to do that. You just API that and it works. For cybersec, you probably, if you know how printer operates, you might hack it, and then you might have a virus there, like some kind of bot sitting there like Trojan waiting, or you will having like whatever else. Like as a developer, I don't care. As a cybersec, you care about it. So maybe let's have all our printers in separate VPNs and stuff and monitor who goes where. Let's have a honeypot there as a printer. I don't know. So it's like, I guess going from cybersec, from a high-level cybersec to the programming is actually like a downgrade, not an upgrade. Like you were like stressful enough in cybersec, and then you went down and said, hey, you know what? I earned enough. Now I want to chill. Yeah, at least I try to explain as how I see that. I never worked on cybersec. I worked with cybersec and I learned to do cybersec. I never went to that site. I just wanted to know that site. So I never got my license. No, it's not a license. It's they're like not licenses. I forgot how they call. Basically, you need every year to pass an exam, and you get the verification that hey, you still know the stuff. You still can do that stuff. And the companies might yes, thank you, certification. So they're like multiples, and yeah, I didn't get any, because usually you need to pay like $500 for one try. It was 500 euros back in the day, and then you need to know basically a lot of things and many applications. Like for example, nmap. There's the function called nmap. I guess I don't have it. Yeah. You can install it on Windows or Linux, whatever, whenever. Basically, it scans your network and gives you whatever. You will need to answer. In best case scenario, you would need to know all the keys. Yeah, so, okay, that's how to install that. Give me an example. Don't you have an example? Reference guide. Maybe book. Port scanning basics. Okay, it just gives me an example. But yeah, you would need to know all those key shortcuts and stuff. What they do and why do you do them. Yeah, like this. What the hell dash capital A means? What the hell T4 means? What is this? So I don't remember that. I was learning that for the exam. I just never got to the exam. I stopped. I actually don't remember why I stopped. But yeah, it's heavy of these things. Because this is, yeah, the hacking is not as, I mean, you probably know that, and many suspect. It's not as fun and whatever you see in the movies. It's basically sitting and watching the screen like this. Non-stop. Nothing happens. You just sit there and do scans, wait for like half an hour, then do another scan, then do something stuff, then you might find something else, then you go like next loop, you scan inside that new network that you discovered or that new PC that you discovered, you try to figure out what's there. It's so it's I would not say it's very fun. It's very boring, but it is fun when you have a progress. because in many good networks, you probably will just scan them. Okay, if we talk about the scanning stuff, you scan it, there's nothing, and then you need to try and figure out something else. But yeah, it's a network. Everything was closed. The guy who worked on that just opened one port for one particular thing, and you cannot actually access it like normally. You need to know all the VPN, whatever, encryption stuff. Yeah, how do you get inside? You need to go, you need to figure out where the office is, you need to send them mails, you need to do all that social stuff after that. Or something like, whatever, stuff like that, which is additional layer that I hated. And actually, that might be a reason why I actually didn't want to perform that fully. Because, yeah, the thing that I don't like, that social part. It's social engineering, and there's another word for that. So where you go, you basically try to write them viruses and just spam them and stuff. It's kind of social part, but it's not really. But there's social engineering where you just go and talk your way through, and then you go like you figure out where the office is, you call their support, you try to see how they go in and go out of the office, you try to scan their security badges if you can like find where they eat or where they. So maybe the guy travels in the bus every day, and he has his badge on the neck when he goes home. You try to find when the bus is crowded and get scan of his badge. I don't know. So there are like many options for that. I don't like the talking part. That most of the hacking was actually talking. I enjoy the part where you can try and find security leaks. You just sit on the website, you try to 0 days, or just make your own one. That would be very cool, but that's something that OffSec doesn't do. This is something that researchers do. Yeah, technical stuff is the thing that you probably would need a lot. But yeah, technical stuff is the basics. Social is just the forced norm if you want to actually. So if you would hire, for example, you have a big company in the building and you hire some other company that works for security and you hire them, they will tell you what they will like. Hey, this is gonna be like that, and we will find all the security leaks, and then nothing. And after a month, you will get the full report what they managed to find out about your company, and they probably will go and have all the document files, all the stuff, all the IPs, all the passwords and stuff, and they will probably have, you know, some graffiti written on your home wall, something like that. So it's it will be social engineering half of the time, and smaller things will be just scripts, because that like things can be scripted more and more. There's this whole framework. I'm not sure if you were talked about it, but not. There's the framework that you just, I keep forgetting the name of it, but basically you just tell it, hey, I know that the guy has, I know, Firefox of, but yes, thank you. I keep forgetting about that. I keep forgetting that word. So you just tell, you have a comment, you tell, okay, I have the guy with Firefox older version, there's this and I need to have a payload with this virus, and it gives you an executable that you run out and it hacks the guy's browser. Or basically you just maybe simulate the man-in-the-middle attack, goes to your website, and by going onto your website you get into his PC, or like whatever scenario. It's like this is the fun part that I like. But to get to that part, you probably need a lot of social engineering around that to go there. Or maybe, of course, there's like easier ways you can just go. Still social engineering. When you go and try to, hey, where's the toilet? Oh, do you have Wi-Fi? I need to like send a message, right? Or something like that. You know, something stupid that you probably will get to. You'll get a guest Wi-Fi. Good, you're let in. Let's go next. Damn it, Metasploit. I will keep forgetting that word. Metasploit is very good. Metasploit is paid, by the way. They have a free version and they have a paid one. I still have all the viruses back that you get when you. So I went to courses and they provided me 3 DVDs. Yeah, back then we had DVDs still, and yeah, they had the whole lab. I can actually show you a book. Maybe you have the similar one. Wait. They're very heavy. Those are the books. That's where I went. EC Council. Not sure if they're good or not. They might be, hated by community or maybe liked by community or praised. I don't know. It always differs. Yeah, I have 3. They're like volume 1, volume 2, and volume 3. One of them was about how to hack. Well, some of them was, maybe one of them was about labs and how to basically you had a scenario, you had the virtual machines and stuff that you go through. Yeah, lab manual. Maybe it's actually called lab manual. Oh yeah, this one. So yeah, because of that I became better programmer. That's how I at least think, because I've figured out a lot of stuff that I didn't know. Also, first day of cybersec and you don't sleep. You find out so many things that you cannot sleep. Yeah, sorry. Depends on your current language, but probably yes. But again, same as many other languages. If you have like Slavic accent, a Slavic whatever origin, maybe like Belarusian, Ukrainian, Poland. It might be close enough, so it will be easier if you are like far away. Maybe English, even Japanese, and like okay, India. I guess I'm not sure, but I feel like many European languages will be hard for you initially. Even though what I like that many languages actually, because of the internet, we all converge towards English, and I very hope that it will be the case in the future. That big tech companies and governments won't make something stupid and block internet. Because I think this is where China loses a lot. For example, that they decided to create their own internet and have this communist stuff and have them like isolated network wise, which is doesn't prevent Chinese to learn English, but we don't get exposure to their culture that much and their like language. So yes, we get a lot, but not as many as they use that. So it will be easier. Yeah, so I didn't like English at school. I was learning Latvian and Russian because I'm in Latvia. But now when I speak English, I can go any country and I will find someone else who speaks English, which is like the best because of the movies and yes, the internet. In my case, it was movies initially, but then it was internet because you know, okay, you want to learn, and I knew Russian, so I tried learning programming in Russian and had this Russian media and stuff. But then I found out, I mean, Russian, especially at that time, many websites were trolls. So some of the stuff that you learn is actually a troll stuff that you kind of learn better because you get trolled and you uncover that when you apply that stuff and then your PC crashes and you're like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have just random do it on the internet. But then you learn the stuff that you wanted to learn instantly. Somehow in English internet, it was like very, mostly like all the information was there because again, the computers, internet was English language based. So somehow I got offered the credit. It's actually interesting because I don't have a job, but yeah, betrayal. Yeah. Most early days internet was trolls, and I guess in Russia it was like a lot of trolls. You always found a very decent like talks and teaching and whatever stuff, but sometimes you just run like search some topic and random forum, you might get trolled. You know, like how do I do that? And someone writes you like ram minus rf, like this one famous comment. Maybe even like this. So someone somewhere would answer you with this one, and someone somewhere would actually execute this one. Not that it would work, but it would be painful. Yes. So a ram is to remove command. It is basically remove. Dash rf is recursive and forced. Force means it won't ask me for permission. It will just like hey, this file is dangerous. Do you want to delete it? And it will just ignore that warning. It will just delete it regardless. Recursive means that it would go to each folder inside and repeat itself, and then go inside the folder and repeat. So it would actually delete everything. Yes. This dash is basically a root folder, like the top folder that you have in Linux. And rm is actually remove command. Yeah, it probably wouldn't work, but people were sophisticated enough. There's a command that explodes your Linux. I keep forgetting how it works, but basically it's a shell command to launch itself and repeat and loop around. So if you start it and don't stop it like in the next second, then you probably will explode. Yes, yes, exactly. It actually works like that. It's forever recursive. It's on itself. On so I keep forgetting. You can modify that command. That's the funniest part. You can make it like however you like. There's this search. I we can Google that one. It's kind of funny to use maybe as a also offsec just to see if someone will execute it. Um, Linux shall command 8. Maybe it was 8. Characters. Let's write the word explode. Bash string explode. I'm not sure if it was this one. No, it wasn't this one. Yes, that's a new part. Hi Kalteri, how are you doing? I actually tried to execute this one. So when I was leaving my working place, I thought, okay, you know what? I need to give them back my drive, but the guy left already the workplace, and I didn't want to go work next day because I'm already like unemployed next day. So why would I go? And I just removed it, and I did this comment on the disk. My goal was to make it unreadable, just in case I forget some my files on that thing. So I just went. I thought how to wipe it out without having the external stuff. And this is one of the things that I did. It stopped executing somewhere in the middle. So this is the hardest part because you potentially it won't remove everything because it will stop working at one moment, which makes sense. I'm writing a new game right now. We have this short MVP stuff. I talked about the game multiple times. Also, I'm good because we have 22 people join for Core Mechanics Challenge. And I have 9 new people, like, since last time. That's not cubes, though. Those are robots. You might see them as cubes. You obviously never played Dwarf Fortress. Those are not cubes. The old one or the new one? Unusable, no. Unreadable, yes. Unusable, I just may break it with a hammer. The goal was... So, if someone would try to get some information that I accidentally left on it... Because I left, but I left the drive on the table. Which is unsecure. But we don't have the normal security. So, yeah, that was... that was weird. I made a napkin. So I took a napkin. I draw a dinosaur on a napkin with open mouth. I made a hole in the napkin and I smashed the drive in that napkin. I actually have a picture somewhere. I should have a picture somewhere. If I will be able to find it, I'm not sure. I don't know how to find pictures on my phone, damn it. Do you know? Okay, maybe gallery. Oh, found it. How do I show you? Oh, I can share it on Discord. And how do I share it on Discord? Damn it. Stupid phone. There's no button to share it on Discord. What? Huh? Only WhatsApp and Telegram? What? Okay, I'll send it to myself. Then I can go to Discord. I will go to random because I was very lazy and didn't do anything with that. Yeah, so I sent it on Discord in random channel. You can search for it. It's kind of crocodile, not a dino, actually. If you will be able to see that. Maybe I can do even like this. It's on Discord also. So, yeah. Potentially, they can easily create a new stuff on top of it if they need to. What was that? I wanted to close everything, but it didn't close. Now I closed. Whatever, I just closed the phone. Easy. Easy solution. I need to figure out a way to share photos because, yeah, I might get more photos and make all this media stuff. Oh my god, I have 1 hour, a little bit more than 1 hour left. So, how do I do the grid map and stuff? So first of all, I might have like export bar map scene, and it will be packed scene. So there can be a map factory. Create map. Map definition and robots. Array of robots. Like this for now. Okay. So now this map factory potentially can be even randomized. I forgot the word. Procedurally generated, as people like to call it. Yeah, I need so much stuff to do at the home. My brain is not focusing. I actually played all Dwarf Fortress Maybe more than 30 minutes, because I try, because that game can be played at work and people don't know what you're doing. So that's a hack. You can play text-based games like mods that I love mod game that I had few that I kind of started playing for a long time, but there's this urge to make it better, where social aspect is very fun, but it kind of fails sometimes, especially of how the game is. They're like all time and they don't kind of go up. Oh, hello. How are you doing? I've seen your stream recently, no? My brain is not braining. Yeah. How are you? You finished your game? You released it? You have a demo? No, not a okay. Okay, alpha and beta. Alpha and beta. Imagine that. Oh, wow. So wait, incremental isn't that? Why in my brain it's instantly this star DB or whatever, space DB? Is it called like incremental DB? Okay, I thought about something else. Will I be able to search on the main page for it? Also, why it's called incremental? Why the website is called incremental? Maybe incremental games because the first one. Oh hell, there. Okay, I don't. Really? Should we click this button? I don't have. I can. No. I usually. So one thing that I don't like, I never sign in with some other platform. Then if you go to popular, then it's here. I will try, but not right now. I have 1 hour left for stream and then I need to run. That's actually very cool. I hope it will. Oh yeah, we don't see how many follows you have. I cannot click. No, I'm not logging in on this machine just in case. Only on gaming machine. I can stream today. Don't know. Do not know. Tomorrow at morning also will be a stream. Should be a stream. And then I don't know. On weekend, maybe not. Probably not. Alpha? Oh, did you watch the Mr. Elliptic? Because some of the things now, when I watch the games, I see that he taught them in his course. I think I came day or few days. You had us preparing for something. I don't remember. But you know, I usually just jump randomly through all the streamers to figure out like, okay, if I have a mood or time to watch someone or just run out, skedaddle. I don't know. I will. Maybe not tomorrow, but definitely will. I like how it looks. This is something that they wanted to try to make, but more not idle game, not idle style. Did you know? I think you probably knew that we had previously idle game jam with idle games. Oh, good. Hi, live people, and so I have this game jam. Tell everyone where we have simple game. We vote for the game that we will make. simple game, and then everybody makes the game and share their code, and we check the code. So idle game, here it is. The rules are like just make a game and share your code, and then you go like if we go to submissions, you'll see all the submissions. Yeah, you can click Overkane here. We will advertise Overkane, and then you can see how he did in his code or somewhere else for body score, and there will be a GitHub link. And Overkane made it private, but some of them will still be public, and you will be able to see that. There is not obviously Godot. It can be anything else. So you might search for whatever you like Solar here, Uvu Clicker, of course, and probably still public. Yes, and he used looks like Godot. So here you are, Godot code for idle game that you can try and see how other people would create this game and learn from that, which is what the game jam is for. We learn, we have all the examples. To me, it was like trying to make people understand that there's no perfect code and everybody sucks. I still cannot make perfect code. I still try. I still over-engineer stuff. So in this game, I'm trying not to. My current game will be a board game, like basically a card collectible, but instead of collecting cards, you build your robot, and every robot part is a set of cards that you get additionally in your pool. Okay, right now, okay. Pam, pam, pam. There was a way to do that by using this button, and sometimes it doesn't work. Okay, this time, let's hope it works. Okay, now it works, because there was a bug, maybe glitch, maybe I had something else. Yeah. Can we hear you? Yeah, game. Oh yeah, that's how I. Yes. Good. What is this? Can I mute the music? Good. Keep me muted. I would like to move around here. Streamception. Oh my god, I'm so loud. Some of the buttons will actually make him louder. Do you hear him? Is he loud? It should be such a long delay. Yes, bot needs to be tagged, or it replies randomly. After this game release, a new project on vacation doing support. Of course, he will work on this game more. Game are never finished. They just go into another phase. I would like to see the code. That's the most thing that I trying to figure it out. Thumbs up. I like the cultist chat. We need to have something like that in our stream, I guess, one day. Just to see visually make it better. Yes. With all that bottom stuff. One day I will write my own. I don't want to create and use the current one. I will Minds and Unity. Yeah. I want the same Godot, of course, because I'm using Godot now fully. We'll get there. Okay, I will mute you like this. I will go to the picture and I have... Oh my god, it's so loud for me. Oh, also, oh, okay, nice. It's actually built by... That's cool. Oh, that's what I see the number. So you have a deadline. That's good. I don't have a deadline. And that's bad, I guess. Yeah, Unity is nice in many things. I mean, the new UI that they have is cool. But I'm not trying that. I'm not betraying Godot now. No coming back from me. For me to Unity, at least not soon. How do not become cooler? Why? Oh, okay. It just sees the text. Yeah. I usually lurk. I usually go through many channels and I just lurk. That's how I know what's up to date. Kinda. But I usually miss the names and the games, so I will forget. My game is basically a box now on the screen, so it's not the game yet. I'll need to figure it out. Boxes, yeah, that's actually a robot. It's gonna be a turn-based game, which is like you have cards, you play a card, your character moves. But the cards will be played in the stack, so you can anticipate the move, and in the end, you just try to predict, but the guy will do something else, and you will punch an air, or you will be punched, and you will go into the water, stuff like that. Super love rug the dog host. The bot is ChatGPT, by the way, via API. I did it like in half an hour, and it's very fun most of the time. It's from a film. It's from the For the Galaxy. I forgot. Not Galaxy. Something Galaxy. Bot was speaking before, but we disabled his voice because it was very annoying. She was speaking with the GLaDOS voice. You should make the same one. But if you use also Unity, you can attach it to the Unity. Ad break. Answer going. I read another chat that I have here. Thank you for checking me out. Good luck. We will definitely play your game one day when I get to that level. Waiting for the ads. Waiting for the ads. Ad break over. But that's for you. It's still not over. The bot will say that ads are over. When will we play your game? You mean my game? If everything goes smoothly, I want you to play my game by the end of the next week. Next Friday, let's say. The prototype that will be in H as closed alpha by private links. But I don't have water. What should I do? Answer gun. But it won't be multiplayer. I mean, okay. If I will push myself hard, it might be multiplayer. Because right now, the thing... I like that you're actually harassing the bot. Must be multiplayer. The problem for the multiplayer part is I don't want to make it peer-to-peer. Because making peer-to-peer in the browser is a nightmare. I will have a server. Actually, yeah, I can make it multiplayer just for you guys for now. I will host it on my server. which it's not about that. It's just implementing those services will require time. I don't want to use any services right now, because to use that service I would need to log in somewhere and do all that stuff. I just need to have a server that will accept you from both sides and will play it out. So this will be a goal. The problem is that making a lobby would take me a while. So like having just a thing where I will share a link, someone will click it, we will jump in, and then in random moment I will click button start. That's everything that I need to have. The funniest part that I can make this multiplayer server using PHP. This is something that breaks my mind right now, but I can make it PHP. Answer gun. Hello, Irad. You're early. It's early morning. How are you doing? I jumped to a new project because, of course, I did. That's how we're all. Whenever we finish our old project, we just jump to the new one. This is MVP from the game that I told about, the card game. So, and I'm trying new approach where I will go software developer style, as I tried to do before, without overworking anything. Just how I would go if I would be using a software. Basically, doing a data layer and working from the data how I see it should interact, and then attaching everything else on top of it, surrounding that. So that's what I would like to try and do, and that's how my brain would explode. So everything else, everything in the game is ref counted. Everything. Yeah, bot answered. Bot has some prompts. I already forgot about the prompt. The prompt mostly tells that the bot is sarcastic and he's here to help me. That's it. And then bot remembers only last 20 messages or some amount of messages that we sent in the chat. So he remembers messages from the chat and it sends it. Answers depending on that. So he knows the context of the chat, not my. Don't help Dino. Betray. Oh! Yes, he's sarcastic. It knows the prompt, so it kind of slowly like pushes it back. So it probably had the word sarcastic and assistance in the prompt. Weird that it, kind of breaking the magic, but it's still interesting to see. Insert evil laughter. Thank you, bot. I never taught the bot to use sound, because that thing could be hilarious. The bot was speaking before. Actually, can we make it speak? Can I enable this speaking thing for the bot? For a while at least. Where is it? Wait, what is this? Oh, there's 5% chance that the bot will react to the chat. And action is ChatGPT. Why doesn't go to the bot? Oh, maybe because I didn't connect the sound. No, should be definitely not. Definitely not. I actually forgot how I did it last time. But okay, it knows how to speak. I played Portal many times. One of my favorite games. So the bot is GLaDOS, by the way. So that's the thing. So I cannot figure out why it's not connecting to the speaker bot. Oh, okay, I have no data. If okay, I found out how I have no data stuff. Messages, log debug. Login first, a global variable. Okay, that's just a chat. The final GPT with default value of Kate, which message, and then speaker bot. It is not connecting to the... To be honest, I have no idea why it does not. Does speaker bot. It goes through UDP port. The cake is lied. 100%. Which actually was very gaslighting when in the end they actually showed the cake. Oh, okay, there's no server. Maybe I need to start a server. Processing, users, events. Custom comments. Channel rewards. Settings. Maybe it's broke because it's weird. Speaker bot. Yeah, okay, that is correct one. I'm glad. Nice one. The cake is alive was I like this guy actually who created the song was actually he has like few more songs like that in the same style. Very nice ones. The voice gate, speech engine. Oh, I don't have any. Oh, that's why. I just found out why we cannot speak. Because there's nothing to speak with. That's interesting. So I did. I got to the second degree or how it's called. But I guess you can get second degree because the guy tells you so. Then you need to fight for the first and the masters and stuff. Okay, you know what? I will try to make a bot later. To make it speak later. It requires me to find the link for the monster TTS to make it speak and other stuff, so I guess next time. Let's focus. We have like half an hour left, a bit more to make a map workable. Mm-hmm. So I will have a holder. That holder potentially holds the map. So here I go. Map scene. Dot instantiate. Holder dot head child holder. Oh, instance. So the game is basically that's a board game. So every player for this game will create their own robot by assembling parts. Here you will have like a body, a head, hands, and chassis. Depending on what type body you pick, maybe the type of the body would allow you to have 4 hands, but it will be slow moving or will consume more energy. Or maybe you'll have a head that will allow something else. So you will try to build your robot depending on from the parts as you would like. Each part affects what action cards, command cards mostly, you will get into your deck. So it's a deck building game where you build your deck by building a robot. When you've built your robot, however you like it, you get your deck of cards. Then when the game starts, it starts on the grid, like this type of grid. Why didn't it work? Yeah, like this type of grid. Your robot will spawn somewhere with all the other robots, and then it will start as a turn-based game. So every turn, players one by one put their command cards into the pile, universal pile of the commands. Then in the next phase, we turn the stack over, at least initially. Maybe it will be sometimes open, sometimes like that. And we start executing the actions one by one. The funny part should come from, for example, you go, I had the picture here. not a picture, but yeah, let's start the game and hope it will load. I need to remember that. This website I need to remember. This one I don't need. Yeah, we're actually searching for stuff, but didn't find that. Start the game. Run around the room. Yeah, so this is how it's gonna look. I mean, it's gonna be 3D. Don't get me wrong. That's the super old prototype of the game that I'm trying to make right now. So you start your game. You have your cards. You load them in your brain. As you have like 4 out of 7 actions that the robot will execute. Then when the phase ends up, you will start a new game. The round will start. And for example, here I'm standing near the water. And but here will be another guy. Here. This guy will try to punch me. But I will try to dodge it by moving to the left. But because turn order is reversed, he will punch me. I will be moved from his like impact of the punch. I will be moved up 1 tile. And then because I played the move to the left button action, I will move here. And I will drown, or I will get damaged by water. So that's the idea of a game. So it's kind of, you try to predict who does what, and also try to fake what would you do. Try to like this kind of poker style vibes where you try to show what you have and bluff or double bluff or whatever. One of the unique ideas also, I don't want to have HP system in my game. There is no health in my game. You will have only energy. So, but every time when you get damaged by anything, any robot, you get a damage card into your deck. So next time when you take new cards in your hand, you might get damage card. And as you need to play as maximum card as you can for all the actions, you will play the damage card. Damage card potentially does nothing and consumes energy, drains energy fast. So if you're out of energy, you obviously can't move because every action costs energy, so you would die or like be stuck. If you play multiple damage cards in a row, you explode, or in a turn you explode, and you also lose the game. So the idea here is to not get damaged or fix your damages or do something like that. And there will be like different cards depending on what you have. There can be a team mode where some other player can put a wrench and like fix your damage. You will be sparkling if you get a lot of damage and stuff. So this is... Yes. I mean, I see example here where my mouse is, the black mouse. There is the robot staying. I don't know what he's gonna do. I'm standing here, he's here. Probably he will like move. He can't move into the water, obviously, so he probably would move down or left, or will punch me or attack me somehow. I want to dodge. If I would go left, that's my mistake. He might be punching me first, then I jump up because he punched me, like I got, knocked back, and then I moved into the water. So that's the thing that they want to have in the game, potentially. Because there will be multiple players, the chaos will become real. There's also needs to be kind of shooting, rocket launcher and stuff, which will ricochet from the walls and stuff. Yes, exactly. So the robot you build robot from the parts. Every part will give you defined set of cards. So if I would have here, I know, machine gun, I will have like burst fire or long fire cards. If I would get like just a rifle, I will have a single fire, like precise shot or burst fire. If I would have a punching stuff, I would only punch. If the chassis is some kind of tank tracks, I could just slowly move forward and backwards. I'll just rotate. If I would have a jetpack, I would be able to jump or fly. So you combine your robot from that. And that's how you get different type of cards. They will have its own positive and negatives. That's kind of the idea. For example, maybe if you have a heavy body, you won't be able to have the jetpack chassis. You will have only some kind of legs or so the parts dictate what other parts you can take, and you can have a lot of cars to be powerful and with a lot of energy, but maybe you cannot recharge that energy. So you actually limited by how much energy you can spend, or you just hope that you'll get recharged somehow in the field by someone else or by some elements in the game. And the game is turn-based, so that's how PvP should work in the game. Then there's actually a story why robots and how it works, which explains everything. Like, for example, the turn-based aspect of it is the satellite flying over the place, and you have a short amount of time to make the satellite send commands to your robot. So every robot stays and just accepts all the commands. Some of the commands will be publicly visible, so everybody will see what you're playing, and they will be able to react to that, or from that, knowing what you are playing. Then there might be rounds where everything is encrypted and know what. I want that to be available on Steam. I actually paid for Steam. I have already the account and the way to publish my game. I just need to make it. My previous game was about typing game, but the typing game is harder. I thought it's easier, but typing game is a niche game, and the idea of the typing game to allow people to write the typing game, to make DLCs and stuff for it. So it's harder in that sense. This game is way easier because all the rules are basically written here. Those are all the rules. I want this game to be a board game potentially, so it's kind of like a board game initially. Then the good plus that I can expand the game outside of what it is. I can have a meta game out of it. You will be able to upgrade your parts, to get new parts, to unlock them, to go into the world and dig for resources and create new parts, build factories and all that stuff. Have missions. Like, if you remember, there was an old Time Zero game. If you play that, I don't know. It was called Time Zero. It was basically Fallout 1, but multiplayer. I enjoyed that game for social aspect and just in general. So, but that's, again, I just need to finish this MVP as fast as I can. Just to make it work, I guess. So, map factory is what creates the actual map. It knows how to create the map. It also knows how to return the map as a data layer. Map on itself doesn't know about anything else. Potentially I can load to the map all the definitions and robots and stuff. Yeah, map needs to know a lot of things from the map scene instance. I could do entities. I just noticed. I noticed one thing that I don't like. I forgot. Oh, yeah. Map new. Yeah, that's what I was afraid. So I don't get any sort of, first of all, tell me that I do not get them as an object. Yes, it should be exclamation mark Discord if it works, or it should be somewhere in the description, or it's actually on my game jam page. Somewhere here. Yeah. Yeah, that's the same one. Hope it works. It's not nice Discord. I will try to work on that. We need to refactor stuff because I sometimes play on the Discord with my friends and we sometimes speak English or sometimes speak Russian or whatever. So I need to have these layers and stuff just so not random people jump into the calls or like videos and stuff and like in reverse. So if you could also maybe play on my server and we couldn't jump randomly, like all that things. And also have the proper styles and stuff. I wanted to split it into the my games that I'm making. Yeah, you can obviously. There should be no restriction right now. Just one thing that people usually do, they randomly add people into the friends, and many bots do that. So don't do that. If you want to message someone directly, just message what you want while you're messaging them directly. The third thing, like hello, I'm like that. That's what that's why I'm messaging. And I will make a drink. Answer gun. You guys are true? I made myself Pepsi something. I forgot. Some Pepsi. And hydrate. Yes. I didn't hydrate. Okay, I did a little bit, but it was quick. And you're listening nice song here, yes. Probably over can enjoy that. So, back. The goal is the stupid grid map does not work same way. Maybe it does, but I would like to see an object here. But there's no an object. Got to go. Thank you for staying by. And yeah, no worries. I guess for me, the all streams that I get distracted by someone from the chat is more interesting than I just silently work. But I don't know. So maybe we need to have some kind of review of that. Good. Thank you. Thank you. I actually need to start growing Discord because that's very important for the future community. And maybe, yeah, so people would know me. More people would know me. uh, yeah. Map and player robot. So that won't be here. Array of robot. Var map factory. Map factory dot new map folder. Okay. Equals owner. Will it work? He doesn't complain, so yes, it will. Now in the end, also 24 up. Export var map factory. No, wait, what I'm doing? Delete. Map definition. Good. Now I jump back like 30. And var actually underscore map equals map factory dot create map by map definition robots. Okay. So this part is nice. I for, for now, I mean, I obviously like whatever I do and expand until I hit the dead end. So for now, I very much like how it all looks. So for the game, I guess I don't need actually... Oh, I need a level definition. I guess level definition should have a map inside. But yeah, whatever. It will be something like that. So, map definition. Oh wait, it's already running. Where's the map definition? Map holder root. Okay, next enemies holder. Whatever. Actually, yeah, let's add that as enemies. Right, as a node. Enemies. You are my enemy. So it is going, and I very much like how it is going, but there might be next few stops one day. Because so all of that should be part of the level definition. That's the thing that I did right now wrongly. So this one should be at the how to jump. Yeah, in the end, GRD here. Bam. Now I go back. It disappears. It disappears, I say. Oh, I didn't save that file. To yesterday, can I? Oh, yeah. Wait, factory like because I'm using factories. Do you mean factory like for your factory game or factories? But potentially, you probably use factories for your factory game. Does it make sense? Game mechanic. You don't use factory pattern in your factory game? As part of your factory game mechanic? How could you? The Gang of War wouldn't look polite on you. Oh, kind of like complete dirty. So factory is when you have a class and you ask it to create something. You configure that class first, and then you also add some parameters to that class, and it gives you stuff. In my case, I'm doing factories as a link between the data layer and the view layer. It's not about the clean, it's about how I would create that, because I don't actually know the other way. I could of course go and like put robots inside the game manually and just work on the actual movement mechanic, but movement mechanic depends on how I will create a map, and the map mechanic was how I would create a move mechanic. So those are tight, kinda. And all the movement should be from the cards, so it's another system on top of that. So I now have 3 structures, so it's yeah, I need to think about that instantly. It's not like I can make it dirty. It won't work dirty. Dirty will like die instantly. Which is okay, that's for my case, I'm not sure. Like, you will have factories that if your factory produces stuff and it goes to the conveyor belt, it probably will be an actual factory. Static, yeah, there are static factories. Why it did not disappear? Oh, because it did not compile. level definition dot map definition. Oh, good. It disappeared. Now I can go inside and make a map definition here. And map scene here will be the current scene. How should I name the... So this is level. When I'm loading into the game, how the game is called? Like, okay, I'm playing League of Legends. How the map... Is it called map? Loading the map? Loading the level? Because this is where I struggle. I think I struggled on that part more than on any other part. Zone? It can be zone. Because, okay, what I want to achieve... Arena. Arena sounds nice. So, what I want to achieve. So, I will have a level built with everything. Battlefield is nice. Yeah. Thank you. That's actually very nice. So, yeah, what I want to achieve with that. I will have a map, basically a go.scene created. But it needs to have a class as a name. And I will access it like, hey, a scene. Give me all your trees, all your spawn points, all your enemies, all your whatever. So I could like know and create this definition file for the text layer, for the data layer, basically. Flip map sounds nice. Hello. To some extent, because that should work in two directions. First of all, yes, I will have that file created, but I need also to create the map from that file, to the scene from that file. It's not for boss fighting. It's so my game will have a map as a data layer. So I'm creating everything ref counted. So my map here right now is ref counted basically. And it will have the player spawns, the robot, which style there are, and if I want to move them, it will be just data changing stuff. At least for now, because that's a board game, kinda, first. So all the rules and everything that goes from the game are board game based. And it's easier to have a board game with tiles, and then I see who is where, what tile assigned to. Kinda. Then if I need to move something, I just go and tell, hey, move robot, like this function, and it would go and like change the position. Then some event happens and visual stuff renders it as it needs to render. But internally, it just something changed. That's it. By some rules. So to create this map, I also would like, obviously, to use engine to create it visually, to play stuff visually, to do stuff visually. Which is the hardest part to some extent, because if I create that, how do I tie it to the data stuff? So I need something that would grab the visual stuff that I created to this data layer, and I would be able to create this map. That's why I cannot use map, because I already have class map, which is ref counted. So every ref counted stuff is basically a core of the game that will work with each other without touching ever UI stuff. And UI stuff works as it needs to, and sometimes controls the data stuff. Yes, the question, so that's how I'm gonna do that. So I have a map definition right now, which is weirdly placed, I guess. But the map definition is basically means that it will have all the definitions of what's where is. So all the spawn points, all the trees, all the rivers, all the, I know, some enemies where they spawn, and everything like that. So the map doesn't care if it has enemies right now or anything. It needs to be a map by everything else. Before the player starts playing the game, the map should be assembled, and this is how I assemble the map, by this map definition. I could call it game board, and then that thing I could call map, which is also one idea that I just noticed. So trick here is that I could use map definition that does what you said right now, that it would go through the scene and grab and collect all that information and provide it as it was actually me putting the information down manually, which is very nice. That's why I have this, okay, get spawn points, and it will go to the whatever scene that it has here and would grab that information from there. Nice, but what's the negative? Yeah, how to name that stuff. How to name the scene. Because here it is packed scene. I want to instantiate that as specific type, so it would be statically typed. And I could access the methods, hey, give me stuff. I could manually search, but it doesn't mean, so next time when I would do it differently, it would explode. So I would like to have a class for it that would do that if I need to. So I could move this get spawn points from here to the class, and it will be just a relay. Maps? Not really. Depends on who makes it. I'm making it, and that's how it should work in my brain. I of course could like do everything like in the... Dan? Hello, Dan. I will stop streaming like in the, I guess, like 5-10 minutes. We have not that much time left. Actually, let me see how much time I have left. Wait, what button it is? So the train is in 1 hour, and it will travel for 1 hour. Oh my god. Yeah, and I need to dress. I need to prepare. Maybe grab some snack. I guess 1 hour is better.
Hello, Mr. Sir. Why stop streaming?
Work!
What? That was nice. That was very, very nice. We already squatted, so no need to squat then. All good. Then. Also, I tried to enable the bot's voice, and I remembered that the bot voice was disabled before I transferred to a new PC, so there's no configs for that, I think. And I need to like configure the sound bot. I still enable the sound bot, thinking that all this TTS is coming from the sound, but no, it's not. It's coming from the OBS. To see you. Okay, good, because I also don't want, I mean, okay, I kind of, squatting is good, but I don't know. So okay, how do I name this level class? Maybe it's level, but level is what I have 3 instances. The data on itself of the actual map, what's located where, the thing that will know, that will hold the data of what's located where. I have a scene that is actually visual representation of what's located where, that I could access and say, hey, give me your current locations of whatever you have. And then I have a level that combines everything, including the bots and users and stuff. So level to me is what being loaded when I go and how it was called. Oh, alarm is working. So level is what starts the game. So we being in the lobby, we assemble teams, assemble our robots, then we start the game. We load into the game. The loading loads us into the level, and the level has all the stuff that we configured in the lobby. Which map we picked, which whatever we did, and we get to that side. So I have this level, which is combines everything. I have the map, which is data layer. We pick the map. The map has actual scene, like with visual objects and representations, where are they and how they're located, which is not necessarily needed, but this is how I create it right now because I won't be able to create it in my brain. Oh yeah, you actually, yeah. I thought you were going to Jish, not now. Oh. For system image backups. Oh, Linux is actually way better than anything else for system backups. I never heard about Clonezilla, but system backups on Linux is one of the reasons why it's being used on servers and everywhere, especially nowadays with Docker containers and stuff. This is the panacea that was fixed billions of years ago by Linux. Because when you will go and do like whatever you need to do with Linux, it will actually be because the best part of Linux, of their images and how they're structured, you don't need to back up the image. You can back up just the needed part that you changed. There's actually, by the way, there are actually a Linux image and Linux style, which is called immutable image, immutable something, which potentially does not allow you to change any setting and configuration because they're like built in. Because everything, you have a kernel and it's like static, you cannot do anything with that, which is very cool. I never tried it, but it sounds like it would break me instantly, but after a while getting used to that would be the top-notch experience because it would work same everywhere. Actually, that's what MacBooks kind of advertise also too, because if you buy a new MacBook, you just log into your account and you will have all the stuff that you have on MacBook. Windows had similar thing trying to implement. I think it was very shitty, especially now with this OneDrive, SkyDrive shit, which I just curses all over. Yeah, of course, they're immutable. It's in the name. It's on purpose. But the idea is very nice concept. You woke up today from the bus, so you don't sleep in the bathtub. That's bad for your health. Then Wednesday and Friday. But I guess you will have this how it's called, kind of runner height or whatever after, you know, depression fixing stuff, hormones that actually, you know, you now just pour that energy into some kind of sports and you start enjoying that and feeling better of yourself, which kind of in terms of starts the proper hormone production. Not sure how it works actually fully, but yeah. But Linux, I guess, from all the systems, Windows, it kind of makes an image backup, but I don't trust it because it can fail and it's always slow. Like Mac, I guess, is good because but they kind of same. They I'm not sure how they work. In Linux, the easiest thing ever. Serotonin, yeah, that one of those hormones. They are actually like the part, like there's a whole part. But yes, serotonin is one of the making you feel good. Also hugs. If you're not huggable person, then you out of luck. So yeah, to me, Linux, yeah, Windows has backup systems and imaging and stuff, but yeah, it never worked for me. Only once I think it was working, that it never worked normally. On Linux, it's mostly built in because, for now, okay, what will happen on my Linux if I would like to restore it? And this is like very nice how it works. There's this, if I go like ls/, those folders, they have all my information. This is what I need to store, potentially. I can ignore some of them. For example, dev folder, I forgot what it was done. There should be the devices. Okay, therefore devices. Okay, yes, I can ignore that one because devices will be created regardless what's gonna be connected. I don't need to do that. Home, all my home files, my user files, like that. Libraries is something that I installed over runtime. So all those, I basically just zip it out, and that's the whole image. Okay, good. I remember how they made it in Windows Millennium, because their Windows was crashing. But just don't crash in the first place. You don't need a backup. Okay, you need a backup for things like, okay, your hard drive died. But Windows decided, hey, you can do the backup in your drive, which prevents ignores the situation. So you will restore only when you kill the Windows somehow. You will have a disk, you will insert it and say, hey, you restore a drive, and it will go to a disk, to that partition, and restore from that one. Because why Linux and why Linux is good? Every developer that works on Linux, for example, PHP or everything else, there's this thing called Docker. Like, it's kind of virtual because it's not really virtual. So you have containers, and every container internally is a Linux, most often. Some kind of Linux. You can have any Linux distro there. I use it many times. You could use it with graphical, with like whatever. They now try to like ask for money, but there's the community one, which is free. Yes. So every time when I go to a job and the guys tell me, hey, we work on this code, here you're the code. If I want to launch it, I launch up the Docker, and what it does, it creates Linux machines, actual Linux, for me, copies the code there, and they're running and working like the guys configured on their machine and every other machine. This is the best thing ever that happened for the development industry, I guess. Because now, there was an old joke, like, but it works on my machine, but it doesn't work on server. Now the joke is that if it works on my machine, we will ship my machine, meaning we'll have this Docker container and we'll ship that one because it worked. That's the funny part. Yeah, that's good, and it's also bad. Linux cares, but it also, in the same time, not. So it's kind of double-edged sword, because many banks still work on this. So I had a bank that for the password asked me to create 8 digits. I couldn't use anything else but digits for a password. It's online internet banking. And it's one of the biggest banks in, I guess, in the world. It's very well known. At least in Spain and part of Europe. What the hell? But they're definitely running the software like more older than 20 years. And it's probably not even Linux. Yeah. But nowadays the joke is that we will ship your machine because of the Docker, because it's so easy to just have a Linux and we just put your code inside that and we have the same stuff. So I configure my own Linux, I give it to you, and you just replicate the how to have the same one. Very interesting concept, very nice. Sadly enough, I'm starting to be late. Let's figure out who to raid, because I need to also dress warmly and run to a train station, and it's not close enough. I have no idea how much time it will take, like 10 minutes to go. And also I'm not sure if it's gonna be... Oh, Dwarf Fortress, remember that? We just talked with Overcane. Oh, someone new. Which language? Espanol. Scary. Software development, vibe coding, developer, entrepreneur, dev, marketing, informatique. Dolly the dinosaur. She plays very cool games. Very funny person. Stream tomorrow at the morning, but not at 8. Somewhere later. Oh, Microdev Games, but he has Unreal Engine. Who is the first one? Japanese, English. It's week of one. That looks like Unity. Where are all the Godots? Okay, that's actually a CRM. Next.js. Do you want to see Next.js? 8. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Poly. But French. We cannot. No. We need someone English speaking. Elder Scrolls. Why the harassment stuff changed? Oh wait, we can raid actually someone from my... No, I don't have favorites. What? I can filter, but where's the fun in that? Also, 5 hours. Damn it, he streams for 5 hours already. How I got here? I wanted to go to my... back to Twitch. Oh, Team. We can raid Team. Is he here? Why he wasn't in my list? I didn't click there. Hello Comic. Where's Team? I don't see Team. Oh, he's streaming. Why he wasn't? Huh? Which? I actually copied that because... Yeah, that's his nickname. Let's raid Team. Team is great. I think he works on some kind of new game, no? Or he makes more levels. Wait, where is he? Why don't see him? Reveal parts. Oh, okay. I didn't check for how long he's streaming, but he probably will stream like 8 more hours as usual. Okay, for 1 hour, normal. Stop. Pause. Good. See you tomorrow. Hopefully, very much hopefully. There's shouldn't be any troubles, and yeah. Monday after that. Good day. Good night. Nice.